How you doing, Bubba J? I'm doing pretty good. Well, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I was fixing to come here, and I went out the front door to come here, and I came here, and I got here, and here I am. So, Bubba J, what does the J stand for? My last name is Junior. Oh. Well, it's a good thing they didn't name you Junior. Yeah, I'd be done Junior. That's my brother's name. Oh. So, Bubba J, what have you been doing today? I've been watching NASCAR and drinking beer. That's your favorite sport. Yeah, NASCAR is too. You know, NASCAR is very hot right now. Oh, I know. Everybody loves NASCAR. Well, Sweet Daddy said it's just a bunch of guys driving in a circle. Oh, I know. That's my favorite part. They're making a left turn. It's a sport that's easy to follow when you're handler. I understand you got a new tattoo. Yeah, I got another one somewhere else that'll grow. Did you get it? I got it. Yeah. I'm tired of hearing that most NASCAR fans drink too much. Oh, because it's not true? Oh, no, it's true. I'm just tired of hearing it. Makes me thirsty for another beer. Well, besides beer, do you ever have wine at the track? Yeah, they have box wine. Box wine. Yeah, it's wine that comes in a box. Yeah, it's great because if you had too much to drink, then you got something to throw up in. Bubba J, don't you worry about your health? Huh? Your health? Oh, like what? Your liver? Oh, no. My last deduction is the aliens took it. You think you got abducted by aliens? I don't think, I know. They took me and they stuck something in my butt. And not in the good way. Look, Bubba J, when you go to a NASCAR race and you party a lot, who is your designated driver? What the fuck is that? Do you drive drunk? No, officer. I'm practicing. Yeah. Bubba J, have you ever had an intervention? Yeah, and penicillin cleared it right up.
The first hour of being drunk is the best hour of the night because your buzz is fresh. You're happy. You don't feel fat. You haven't cried yet. You're still somewhat of the self you were when you were sober. You still could ostensibly operate heavy machinery if an emergency were to arise, okay? You're that buzz, you're feeling awesome. Your synapses haven't been soaked in alcohol, so you're still alert. You're feeling awesome. You walk into that bar like you own it. You kick that door open, even though it's a pull-in door. You don't care. You're just walk in. Let's do shots, bitches. You and your awful friends line up at the bar. You're like, let's do shots. You're doing shots you have no business doing. Let's get Jägermeister, Goldschlager, Rumpelmans, Aftershock. Do you have anything else that tastes like Christmas and vomit? You start doing them. You're like, it. It's my bachelorette 21st birthday, wedding, extravaganza, donkey punch. I don't know what this is to do it. Shot, what, was that hand soap? Bubbles, I don't care, awesome. Now you're on the dance floor, you're like, this is so good. And you're feeling so good, right? You're dancing, you're all excited because your buzz has just hit. You're like, this is great, I love it. You're ambitious about life. You ever plan a workout when you're drunk? When you're drunk, you're like, this is when I get in shape. This is when it starts. Going to start tomorrow. You try to drag your friends into it. You're like, Stacy! Stacy! Do you want to work out? You dance like an asshole, by the way. I don't know who dances like this. Do you want to work out like tomorrow? Do you want to do that? I'm going to get up early and work out. Do you want to go with me? Do you want to go at like 6? It's 5 now. Do you want to take a spin class? Do you want to spin? Do you want to spin? You don't want to spin? You don't want to go spinning? You don't want to sit on a stationary bike and tolerate getting pounded in the rectum for an hour while some twinked out spandex queen yells at you over a shitty remix of U2's It's a Beautiful Day in total darkness? You don't want to do that? So you're feeling good and you're dancing. You're like, I feel so thin. I've never been hotter in my life. I feel so good. And then it hits you. You're like, oh my God, I feel so good right now. I feel so awesome and happy. I wish I could feel this way all the time. I wish I could feel this buzz and this happy all the time. And that's when you realize, that's how an alcoholic thinks. But you're like, screw it, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna see just how far I can push being drunk. So you decide to do shots, and you decide these shots aren't gonna get me, because tonight's the night I outsmart the liquor. Not gonna happen tonight, because I'm gonna drink water. Going to drink a glass of water with each shot. This is your brilliant idea. No one in the thousands of years of people imbibing alcohol has ever thought of this. This is your night, Einstein. It's your big plan. I'm gonna do a shot and then have a glass of water, and then a shot and then a glass of water. You can't buy me a shot now, but thank you. I'm just having water. I'm just drinking water, but thank you. Shot and water, but what you don't realize is that 5 shots in an hour is still 5 fucking shots in an hour. You went and drank all that water like a crazy camel. Yeah, good job. Now you're bloated and you have to pee. Way to be. Because when a girl's gotta pee, everything has to come to a halt. Every girl's gotta go with her. I have to pee. Do you have to pee? And you can't go alone. No. Will you stop what you're doing and come with me? I have to pee. I have to pee. Can't go to the bathroom alone. You might not come back. Because no girl's ever been to the bathroom alone and survived. It's true. The last woman that attempted it, it was 1937, and her name was Amelia Earhart.
And it's not like 90210. It's Persia. My whole street is full of Russian babushkas. I swear, I walk my dog and they talk to me and I don't know what they're saying at all. Like, I try, they're really cute. They're like, and this is what I hear. Brishnikov Gorbachev, Stolaknaya. I'm like, I like vodka, I do. Yeah. Vodka's probably the only hard alcohol I can still drink. Like, my liver hates me so much. You can always tell what people are drinking by what they're, or how they're acting. You know, they like whiskey drinkers. They want to start a fight with everybody, right? Don't bump into a whiskey drinker at a bar. They're like, oh, you just hit me. Oh, let's take it outside. Let's do it. I don't care if you're a girl. Let's go. Like, oh. Wine drinkers, they think they're cute no matter what. I don't know what happens. Like, our face turns into a raisin or something. It just sucks it all like out. Like, It's so cute. Oh, it's a tequila, whatever. I'm cute. There's nothing worse than a guy drinking wine trying to pick you up. He's like, can I get you a drink? You're like, no. Beer, I love my beer. I love to drink beer, watch football, yes. I turn into a guy when I drink beer. I pee standing up. I'm like, oh, yeah. My neighbor that I was telling you about, the dad, she's always drunk. Yeah. And all of her girlfriends are like those housewives of Beverly Hills. They're all together. They have so much collagen and Botox in their face. They're like, "Grr." They're like lions grazing around on the front lawn. They all walk together every morning with their Lululemons. They're like... And they all walk together and they stretch by my bedroom window. They like to stretch right there. And they are so loud because they're gossiping really loud. And it kills me because it sounds like baby birds trying to get fed. They're outside like,
Guess what? My husband cheated on me. Oh my God! But I'm not gonna leave him because he just bought me a new Mercedes. Good for you! Good for you! I know! That's amazing! I know!
they're so loud. I even bought one of those sound machines to try to drown them out. You know, you put by your bed. But those things don't work for me. Because I grew up in Florida and the water sound of the rain, it sounds like a hurricane is coming. And then the other water of the ocean, I think Jaws is under my bed. No, I need a button on there. A button from my childhood, like from Miami. Like, I need a Miami sound machine. Yes. Yes, give me a button with a good old-fashioned Cuban domestic violence fight. Like, oh, my God, su madre, qué puta, coño!
I thought to myself, I don't know about that guy. And then I was like, wait a minute, I don't know about that guy. I haven't seen a guy that I haven't known about in like a year and a half. Just been in my apartment walking by my mirror like, yeah, I know that guy. I've been trying to clean things up a little bit. I was drinking, not a lot, but a lot. A bunch of my friends last year quit drinking entirely, which I think is a wonderful choice if you want to make it for your health. I think that's great. I don't want to sound like I'm making fun. But a bunch of my friends quit drinking altogether and then immediately just started smoking weed all day, dawn till dusk. I mean, knowing my friends, noon till 2 a.m. And that's a very relaxed vibe, right? There's even a slang term for it that makes it sound super chill. They call it no booze, all weed. They call it California sober, Cali sober. That's too chill for me. I think weed does a lot of good for a lot of people, but California sober to me sounds like the name of a Red Hot Chili Peppers cover band that you formed in rehab. Just like, yeah, I'm off the sauce and I can kind of sing. I'm basically Anthony Kiedis already. Shabba dabba bibba baba. It's not that hard. I can do it. California sober. I don't think you have to drink to have a good time. But I do think that if you're not going to, I'm from the Northeast. Please have the decency to be a little aggressive and a little anxious, even if you're not drinking. That's just what makes me feel at ease. I prefer to hang out with people who are like Massachusetts sober. And Massachusetts sober is when you're legally ordered to quit drinking. Because you keep crashing your car into a Dunkin' Donuts. And then sometimes, 17 years later, you get back together with Jennifer Lopez. Sometimes. It's not always. But sometimes. I've used my time over the last year and a half or so to reflect, right? I had a lot of time by myself, a lot of time with just me and my wife together. I've been trying to be a healthier person, physically and mentally. And I've really come to terms with embracing my physique. And I know even physique, don't clap, it just makes it sadder. Makes it sound like I lost an arm in a mine accident. So brave. Because I do realize physique is kind of a lofty word for this kind of loose affiliation of carbon. I realize visually speaking, I have more of a physoosh. Kind of the posture and texture of a croissant. The whole thing, top to bottom, I've been coming to terms with, coming to peace with. I started going bald young, which I recommend if you're gonna do it. Started losing my hair at 19, and if you're gonna do it like that. Because when you start thinning out at 19, you know the man you're going to be. There's no chance I was gonna hit 25 and be like, you know, if I started doing crunches, grew my hair out, I could be Keanu Reeves. I hit 25, I was like, if I do 10 or 12 bicep curls, and my scalp is smooth and symmetrical enough, I could grow into kind of a Tucci thing. That's the best I can do.
In this story, we went to Cortland College. Thanks. And Cortland, New York, is just south of Syracuse and north of pretty much everything else. So in our junior year, we had the biggest snowstorm in the history of the city. We woke up to 4.5 feet of snow on the ground, still snowing heavily. School was closed, roads were closed, bars were open, #college. But it was a while ago, we would have said #, college. And so at 11 o'clock in the morning, Steve calls me up. He's like, hey, I'll meet you at the bar. Fine, let's do it. So put on my snow pants and my ski jacket and my gloves and my hat and trudge my way through 4.5 feet of snow for a mile to get to the bar to find this bar is busier than I've ever seen it. Everyone is there. All the students are there. All the professors are there. To put it in perspective, that wall over there, that's school, okay? This wall of barrels, that's the bar, okay? That's the actual distance between these two things. School? No. It is dangerous. People get hurt. There's not even a way to get to it. There's too much snow. Shut it down for the rest of the week. No, close it. Close it down. That's it. What's that? The bar's open? Yeah, let's get a pint. Come on. That is it. Where there's a will, there's a way. So I get into the bar, and it is so packed. But Steve McKenna was the first person at the bar, so he's got pole position. He's bellied up to the bar, and he's not moving his spot. He's got 6 or 7 people deep behind him trying to get drinks. And so we're passing ahead money, and Steve is passing back pitchers of beer. That's it. They're so busy, they're just doing pitchers of beer. And we were having an amazing time. Until at some point, because of the cold, the sewage line under the bar breaks. And this horrible smell wafts through the bar. It was disgusting. And so we all flood out onto the street. There's no cars, so we start making snowmen and having a big old snowball fight. It was amazing. And we look inside at some point, and there is Steve McKenna, still at the bar, like a soldier at his post. He didn't leave. So we went back in and we continued to drink until the bar closed about 17 hours later. And the next day was also a snow day. So we go to a different bar, and a bunch of us are in a booth, and we're talking about how much fun this is and how much fun the day before was, and Steve's just sitting there with his arm across, slouching down the booth, all grumpy. And we're like, Steve, what's wrong with you, man? Why are you not having fun? He's like, well, yesterday you guys said you left the bar because of the smell, and I didn't think the smell was that bad, and that's why I didn't leave. Steve, why are you defending smell? I don't understand what's happening here. Well, I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you why. It's because I farted, and it got away from me, and I my pants, and it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all, but you guys made a big deal out of it. And in fact, it's called a shart, and the reason it's called a shart is because everyone's done it, and they needed to give it a name so they could tell people what they've done. But you guys made me feel like you've never done it, and I wanted to leave the bar, I wanted to leave school, and never wanted to see you guys ever again. Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. So what happened was, when we went outside for our snowball fight, Steve ran to the bathroom of this state school dive bar. There's no door on the stall. There's no toilet paper. So Steve takes his underwear off, throws it in the garbage. Then he takes off his t-shirt, rinses it in the sink, cleans himself out. I wasn't there. This is a dramatization of the events that occurred. Cleaned himself out, threw that away. Then he pulled back on his corduroys and his Cosby sweater. It's okay, it was the 90s. It might be okay again now, too. I don't know. The news is conflicting. But he goes back to the bar and he continues to drink. And that's how Steve got the nickname Number 2.
Case in point, a couple of weeks ago, my middle daughter Ryan woke up. I don't feel good, Mommy. I can't go to school. I said, go back to bed, Ryan. I'll call the school nurse. I'll let her know you're not coming in. Now, Ryan, she's like, shit. Let's say 12. So I call the school nurse and I leave a message on the machine. Hello, this is Mrs. Hurley. Ryan doesn't feel well. She won't be in today. Thank you very much. 10 minutes later, the phone rings. Hello? Hello, Mrs. Hurley? Yeah, this is Mrs. Hurley. Mrs. Hurley, it's Nurse Kane from the West School. So what can I do for you, Nurse Kane? She said, I'm sorry Ryan doesn't feel well, but she doesn't go here. I said, really? Do you have any idea where she goes? Now, folks, the same long-suffering nurse who had to call me a few years earlier for a similar situation. At the time, my youngest son, Brendan, had just turned 5 years old, and he was very excited because he was the baby of the house and he was going to kindergarten, and he was now officially a big boy. Big boy. 24 hours, 7 days a week. Mama, big boy, gonna make my own lunch for school today, Mama. Gonna make my own lunch for school because I go to school and I can make my own lunch, and I'm gonna do it because I'm big and I'm 5 and I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna make my own lunch for school today, Mama. Today's the day. I said, you are a fucking nag. I said, you want to make your own lunch, hotshot? Knock yourself out. And I fired up a parliament and I went back to bed. 3 hours later, the phone rings. Hello? Hello, Mrs. Hurley? Yeah, this is Mrs. Hurley. Mrs. Hurley, it's Nurse Kane from the West School. Goody, this bitch. What can I do for you, Nurse Kane? Should you have to come to the school, Mrs. Hurley? You have to pick up Brendan in his lunchbox immediately. I said, why? She said, unfortunately, Brendan packed a leftover box of Kung Pao chicken and 2 wine coolers. Ooh, just celebrated my 35th wedding anniversary, you guys. 35 years married. Thank you. So nice, so nice. You applaud because you don't know him. 35 years married to my high school sweetheart, Jimmy Hurley. I'll give you guys a day in the life of that shit show. We get married, we start having the kids. We have a girl, another girl, another girl. 3 girls in a row. Bing, bang, boom. Jimmy Hurley goes in a full-fledged panic because he's the only son in the Hurley family. All right, it's him and his 4 douchebag sisters. Oh, they're miserable. We had a big family cookout last summer. The 4 of them were sitting together all lined up on a picnic bench. I said to Jimmy, look at that. A clam roll. Now, he's panicked. Because if we don't have a son, the Hurley name will end, right? There'll be no heir to the Hurley fortune. So I take a long introspective look at my very sad life. I got 3 kids in diapers, 2 badass pair of stretchy pants. Jimmy and I share a minivan. I don't think my life's gonna suck anymore. Do you folks? I don't think so. You know what? I got the time. I'll take them for the team. I'll spit another one out. I'll see what we got. Now, a couple weeks into this awesome adventure, Jimmy Hurley comes home from work. Christine, bad news. I said, what bad news? He said, bad news for you and me, Christine. You and I never gonna have a son. Not gonna happen. Not in the cards for us. Me and the guys at work, we discussed it all day, figured it out. I said, really, Jimmy Hurley? And what were you and the other Mensa candidates at work discussing today to make you come to such a conclusion? He said, Christine, my sperm is so powerful. All that's going to happen here is I will continually blow the balls off of all of your eggs. You guys need a minute?
that makes it even more sad and pathetic that I would willingly choose to spend any given last day on Earth immobilized on a couch, sweating, watching a marathon of Storage Wars, completely content with that. Friends going, come on, let's do something, man. Let's go out. I came all the way down. Let's go live life. And like, you. I ain't getting up. I had to piss for the last 4 episodes. My prostate is welded shut like a lug nut, and I don't give a I'm not getting up. I gotta find out what's in that safe. Very important to find out after the commercial break what could possibly be in that safe. You guys all have interests and you do and I don't. Yeah, try doing nothing as long as me. I have house arrest on my bucket list, so I have an excuse for why I can't go do the dumb you like that I don't understand. Oh, I'm sorry, I'd love to see your friend play the flamenco guitar, but I got the anklet, sorry. Go right back to watching Hoarders. I watch Hoarders, I see I need. Like they brought the yard sale into my living room and I just poke around. I'm not following the dialogue, I'm just looking at their bingo, they have an orange microwave. Rewind it. Pause. That's an orange How do you get an orange microwave? Underneath the stack of the newspapers and the mummified cat is an orange microwave. Find it on Amazon. That might fill the void in my soul. Orange. Because that's I don't even drunk dial people anymore because I have nothing to say, but I drunk eBay and Amazon. I buy when I'm blacked out, which is eBay's the worst because if I get outbid, then I take it personal when I'm drinking. You just looked at my girlfriend weird. Oh, outbid me? I'm gonna outbid you. Yeah, I'll wait. Come on. Oh, outbid me? Outbid you. Because you probably have kids. I don't. I don't have a lot of money, but every penny I have is disposable because I don't have children. I bought a cheap house on the Mexican border. My nut is $800 a year in property tax. I could beg that. You're gonna outbid me. Eventually, you're gonna realize, oh, my children have to go to college. And I'm gonna realize, oh, I need a vintage pachinko machine in my house for some unknown reason. Outbid you, you lose. I'm a giant winner somehow. Way worse than drunk dialing, because drunk buying, you don't even remember you did it for 5 to 7 business days. You walk out of your house and UPS is building some corrugated Great Wall of China outside. And what did I do now? What'd you get yourself this time, Mr. Christmas in July? Miracle socks, as seen on TV. Actual purchase. I don't have circulation problems, but evidently, when I drink on Ambien, that's some underlying fear I didn't even know I had, is deep vein thrombosis. I'm gonna die. Maybe that's why I never work Australia. That long flight could kill me with deep vein